Hey everyone, welcome back to the District 3 podcast. My name is Irvin.
And I'm Miggs.
And I don't know what episode. I think we're like episode 302?
302, I think.
We've gone this far, Miggs. You've been on these episodes for maybe a little bit over 100 now, I think.
Well, I mean, I missed like a lot there, but I feel like, yeah. But definitely, I started episode 201. We're now 302. So it's been a minute here.
I've probably been on like 297 episodes, but a few episodes back, I wasn't here, and you and Elena took over, and you interviewed the creator of Saturday Night Sleepover.
Oh, yeah.
How did that go?
298 with Saturday Night Sleepover with, what's your name? Yeah.
Charlie.
But
how did it go? How did you feel about it? Did y'all miss me?
I thought it went great. No, well, besides intros, because Elena like started the intro, and then like 2 minutes later, she's like, "Oh yeah, by the way, Miggs is here."
Yeah.
But other than that, I thought it was pretty good. I thought maybe it's because it was something that it's so like natural to me, which is we were pretty much talking about podcast and like our troubles and about how to do things, and so it's just like a regular conversation. But I felt like yeah, it just went well, and I also feel like I'm more quiet when you're around too.
Oh damn!
Yeah, just because you
Is it my big presence? Is
yeah.
that what it is? Man?
Well, I mean, half the time
I do
like,
talk a lot though.
Yeah, and if the guest talks a lot, then I'm never in here. No, I feel like I talk a lot too, but yeah, I let you take the lead, and that one I kind of felt like I had to step up. You know?
Man, maybe I should miss more episodes so you can take that the next step. I'm excited about today's episode. Joining us today is the owner of Shot By Zeta. We have with us photographer Zeta. Thank you for making the time to be here.
Yes, I'm so happy to be here joining y'all today.
Welcome to the podcast.
I'm glad we made this happen. I honestly thought there's some folks sometimes on Instagram that I'll message and I'll be like, they're going to take a week to reply back to me. You replied pretty fast, and I appreciate that.
I did, yeah. You got me at a good time because the DMs are a dangerous place.
I know.
Yeah.
I figured. So I was like, I don't even know what time I sent it, but I was thinking because we haven't had someone that's a photographer that has their own business, and we talk specifically about that. So I always think about all these different themes that we can kind of tackle and just learn more about. So I had seen that several of our past guests were shot by you. Coco, Bang, Chloe, Maria as
all
well.
The friends,
which I really like that picture, by the way, that you took of her. It looked really cool.
The bubblegum?
Yeah, I think it looked kind of like, I'm not. You probably didn't even mean it for it to look like this, but it gave me like a space vibe, kind of.
Very much so. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Very intergalactic bubblegum space princess.
And how long have you been doing this?
Oh man, I get asked this all the time. I would say junior year. Gosh, how old are you during junior year? 17?
You're like 16.
16? Yeah. So I was
unless you like failed, and then you can be like 18 sometimes. But.
Yeah. So
18, that'll keep you in school.
So yeah, I was 16 whenever I started. I went to my friend's Christmas party, and she had a camera with her, and I was like, let me see that thing, because that looks really fun. And I kind of naturally always took pictures, very visual person growing up. And so she handed me the camera. I took a few pictures, and I was like, yeah, I need one of these. And so Christmas came around. I got my first camera. And
do you remember what it was?
It was a Nikon D3600.
That's a pretty good camera, right? Even like for having it for that age specifically, even?
It's a great starter camera, to be honest. Yeah. And yeah, she put me on game, and then I started learning how to actually take pictures at church, and I guess the rest is history.
Like, were you the church photographer?
The media pastor had me. He kind of just enjoyed having people that were in the youth kind of help navigate that, get them introduced and involved in different ways. So I wouldn't say I was like the photographer, but I did kind of step into that role because I enjoyed it. Mm-hmm.
And you were are you originally from Fort Worth, Texas?
So this was in Texas.
Yes, another Texas native. I can't imagine how many y'all have had on here.
We usually have California people. Usually it's like, usually if specifically if they're Latino, it goes like, oh, their family came from Mexico and then they moved to California and then they heard about the jobs in Arkansas.
Yeah.
And people like that's literally what happened to kind of us, right? Like it happened to my family, happened to Elena's family. Your situations.
I guess so. I guess it was a little different. My sisters moved out here because for the job thing, and then for my parents, when they came here, it was they were selling their house, and the market was just a lot back in the day. So they were like, oh, well, we can buy we can buy a whole house and furnish it in Arkansas with whatever we were going to get for our house here in LA. And so that's why they came. And then right after that's when the economy exploded. But but I stayed out there.
Oh, yeah. Then you moved later and on.
Yeah.
So why did you move from Texas?
So my mom, she accepted a job position here. She was an area manager or regional manager for Whataburger.
Oh.
And she opened
that sounds good right now.
the ones here.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's what brought me here. I was in like 8th grade.
I remember working in the news when the Whataburgers were popping up.
Oh, my
That was a big
God.
deal. That was a big deal. Yeah.
MLK was shut down.
Man, MLK.
They had police at Whataburger parking lot for like 2 years after that too, because there was people just going.
MLK. Talking about MLK. That traffic there is so horrible. Have you tried to go in Chick-fil-A like on either at noon or at 5 p.m.? Like the line goes into the traffic.
Yeah.
I went there 2 weeks ago because I was gonna go watch Theo Vaughn at the University of Arkansas, and we tried to go get something to eat like right before the show. It was bad. We ended up having to go to Wendy's, and Wendy's is not the best place to go to sometimes for dinner. But
I love Wendy's.
Yeah, the chili. You like the chili?
I would never order chili from a fast food restaurant.
What?
That might be your own fault.
Oh man, what do you get from Wendy's? What do you go to Wendy's? What do you get?
I'm a burger girl.
Me too.
Wendy's burgers are so good.
Do you get with bacon or without bacon?
Yes, bacon.
I love bacon.
I just came to the realization that like burgers are like my favorite food. Like I always thought that like I was like no, like I have this complicated palate, and like I go to so many great restaurants, and now when you think about it, what's your favorite food? Probably a burger.
Probably a burger.
Yeah, I think
I can eat burger all the time.
What would be your favorite burger though? What do y'all like? What's
from where?
And you don't like if your mom's listening, you can't like water
She don't work
burger.
there anymore.
Okay,
so
okay. That's fair. Who wants to go first?
Me? Okay.
Yeah. I need to think a little bit.
Me too. That's a hard question. Okay, but it just depends on like on what you're feeling, because like a double cheeseburger from McDonald's can hit the spot at the right moment. You know what I'm saying?
True.
But when I really think of a burger, and I guess they're still good. I really think of like Art's Place. I don't know if you guys been there. It's this divey, smoky bar, but they make burgers there, and they have this thing called the hog burger. But even the regular burgers are good. And but it's like it has like onions caramelized in the actual like bacon bacon meat patty, and so that's like really good. And also, I mean like. But I mean, just like anywhere, usually like mom and pop shops, you know, like Hugo's, or you go down to a Patrick's in Springville, and like just and even like Feltner Brothers, like they have a good variety.
I've seen it, but I haven't checked that.
It's good.
What about you, Zeta?
There's a spot in Denver. I have no idea what it's called, but I could walk there. If I ended up in downtown, I could find it at any moment.
It's not In-N-Out, is it? Because they have one there in Denver.
Oh, I do love In-N-Out too.
Oh yeah, In-N-Outs are good.
Yeah,
I mean that's one of the chains that I go to. Like if there's I was disappointed last time I was in Arlington because In-N-Out was right there. And I didn't go.
It's such a cheap burger. It's too easy.
Yeah.
But
do you remember the name of the Denver one?
It was like
I also like smash burgers.
So
that became a
good.
big thing for a while.
Yes. I couldn't tell you the name of it, but they had this. I think it's like a barbecue cheddar burger, and it had shredded brisket on top of it, barbecue sauce, cheddar cheese, caramelized onions. Oh my gosh!
Okay.
Oh, I should go back just for that.
I'm gonna get a burger for dinner. I'm hungry now.
No, for real.
Right now.
Why do we do this to ourselves?
I know, right? But going back to you and you moving here to Arkansas, Was there a big, like, I know for me, whenever I moved from California, it was kind of like a big change to be here. But I guess Texas is kind of, I want to say similar to Arkansas, but it's not too different, is it?
It's the area I grew up in is very different from here. So I grew up in a predominantly Black and Mexican community. There were no white people at all. And so whenever I moved here, I was not ready for what I was about to enter. And I'm also Black and white, very light skinned though. I'm undercover. And so since people couldn't tell, obviously they let some things slide, and
like racist things?
Yes. And so that was a huge adjustment for me. I did not fit in around here.
Where did you move to? What part of Arkansas? Like,
Bentonville.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. But yeah, I did not like Arkansas at all whenever I moved here. But then I moved to Fayetteville, and this place is a bit more, it gets a little bit closer to what I'm used to, but I don't think anything's really reminiscent of home. I would say Springdale is the closest.
Wait, what part of Texas? I'm sorry.
Fort Worth, but okay. Crowley area.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did you end up going to the high school over there in Bentonville?
Yes, I went to, gosh, I hopped around for a while, y'all. I went to Bentonville West, and then I went to FHS, or Fayetteville High School.
Oh, wow.
And then I ended my high school career at Haas Hall Academy.
Oh, okay.
Fancy.
No.
Wait, Haas Hall, I'm guessing you know Cece.
Alan?
No, Cece, the dancer. Do you know Cece?
Oh, the Vibe?
Yeah.
Yes.
I think she went to Haas Hall, didn't she? Didn't she say that? She ended up...
Is Haas Hall not the same one as the? I'm thinking of the Arts Academy, which is probably.
I think it's different.
Oh, it's different. So that one doesn't have like art. Like there's not a focus on art.
It's a college prep program.
Okay.
Pretty much. So everything's academic.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, everything.
So you didn't like the experience there?
No, not at all. But we made it through.
Hey, you're here.
Yeah,
you're alive.
We're doing what we love.
So then, when do you get to the point then where you're like, I really want to follow this photography thing? When do you think you get to that point?
Oh man, I got hired for my first paid gig. It was my friend's senior pictures. That was senior year of high school, and then I kind of kept doing it as a hobby. People would ask me to do their stuff. I focused a lot on self-portraits when I first started because I wasn't comfortable asking people to do the visions that I had. I also didn't feel like I could accomplish the vision, so I didn't want to embarrass myself. And so kept developing. I would say it was after the world opened up again, after COVID. So probably 2021, 2022, I was hired as an in-house photographer for a hoodie company in this area. And I got fired. Oh no.
Why though? I think one specifics, but like was it just like a different creative vision or like
the communication was, for a lack of better term, awful on both sides. I didn't understand what they wanted. They didn't understand what I wasn't understanding. And
do you sense it's better like to just kind of just do your own thing and work for yourself?
It definitely
especially as a creative
is.
kind of?
Yes. Oh my gosh. I enjoyed working for them. But after they fired me, my mom had moved away, and so it was just me here. I don't have any other family here. And it was either find a way to pay rent by yourself, work for someone else, or really put your all into this photography thing. And when I really broke it down, I was like, well, I could make this much in an hour doing what I love and maybe not make as much, or work for the big guy.
Yeah.
I want to be the big guy. So, yeah, that's when I went full time. I think it was 2022.
You talk about starting out and having the visions and being scared to ask people. So I think I kind of struggle with that now still, do you, when you have one of these thoughts, like, oh man, like, that'd be dope. Would it be like with one of like, do you have that person in mind that you want to do the shot with, or do you have the vision and then you find somebody for it? Because I feel like when I see like a certain person, and I have this thought like it has to be that person, and I let those visions go a lot because that person, just said no or declined, and it never happened. So then I was like, oh, I don't want to use that vision that I had for that person on somebody else. Anyway,
I guess it kind of depends on how you go about your creative process. I would say for me, I typically create from my feelings. And so I have the ideas tucked away forever and ever and ever. And then one day I'll stumble across the right person. Yeah. And I'm like, finally. I actually just shot a project that I had been envisioning for, since junior year of high school. I just shot it last week.
Dude.
Yes. It was so amazing to finally get that out and feel confident enough to bring that vision to life, because I didn't do it for so many years because I wanted to know I could make it tangible. Like the way I saw it in my mind, I had to see it out in real life, and I didn't want to miss the mark on that one.
Okay.
Yeah. But typically I would say I can come up with an idea for like someone if I meet them, but I kind of have to get to know them.
Yeah.
I don't like having people create outside of who they are.
Dude, I feel that a lot too, because a lot of these people that and now I just like photography, like I do what I want, I'm not trying to constantly get business and take pictures or whatever.
Yeah.
Like I'm just like, oh, I have this vision, that's what I want to do. But I have these where was I going with this, man?
You're going somewhere.
Hold on. I'm gonna have to probably cut some shit out.
I can come back to you if you want.
Okay.
I wanted to ask you, so at what point did you get to the point of feeling comfortable asking people, like, hey, like, would you be interested in this idea that I have? Like, when did you feel that confidence in yourself?
That's a great question. Honestly, I don't think I'm fully confident in it yet.
Because I look at your pictures on your Instagram, and I'm like, how does this conversation go with this person? Like, how do the conversation with you and them to tell them, like, hey, do you feel comfortable doing this? Or what does the percentage look like in regards to like them bringing ideas to you and you bringing ideas to them, just based on what you put on your like IG?
Yeah. So my IG is very out there. And so typically in this area, I would say if you see a creative portrait outside of this area or in this area that I did, I probably met that person, became friends with them, got to know them and understand them a little bit, and then I navigate that. Or they hired me for pictures. I was like, hey, you're a great model. We work really well together. I have this idea that I think would work well with you. And then we navigate it that way. I've been traveling to Dallas more and more to push myself with exactly what you're talking about, being comfortable working with bigger people, just different people, honestly. And I don't think haven't been rejected yet. I'm waiting on it. But yeah, for the most part, I feel that I have always put out really creative work, so I've always attracted people that want that work.
What I was gonna say was about people not trying to be themselves in pictures. You know, so like you get somebody, hey, I want to like take pictures. Oh yeah, and they're from like say like Fort Smith or something. And like, oh yeah, I'll come over here. We can do it in downtown Fayetteville. Like no, like. The reason because I wanted to shoot something in Fort Smith representing you and who you are.
Yes.
Why are we gonna go where you're not from?
Right.
You know.
Yeah.
Like anyway, that's just how.
I'm very picky about that sometimes. I have people send me mood boards, and so you kind of have to take what people want and make it realistic for them. And so that's been a big, not a learning curve. I feel like I naturally try to do that, but it's definitely something that I have to tell people, like, hey, we can do this, but we have to adjust it to suit you. Yeah.
I'm trying to think right now, like, about my personality. And like, you trying to think of my personality and then, like, your art. And, like, well, what did that even look like for me? And I don't even know, because I feel like a lot of the times I'm very serious. And, like, I probably what you see on the podcast or whatever I put, like, when we put pictures up and me smiling and stuff like that, that's probably the most, like, smilish pictures I ever post on social media and stuff. So I most of my professional pictures have been kind of serious. And I wonder what that would even look like in a creative, like, can seriousness be a creative?
Well,
I guess
of course.
it can, right?
Yeah.
I guess it can, but then
you can make it real serious.
But I'm trying to think.
Super serious.
Like, my wife and I, we've done some of, like, the lovey-dovey pictures. We've hired a photographer and stuff like that, and they're great and stuff. But even when I look at the picture, sometimes I'm like, I feel like I was trying too hard, or I was very aware of the camera. And when you're too aware, sometimes if you're not good at, like, modeling and stuff like that, I mean, you're too aware of the cameras. I feel like sometimes that kind of kills the vibe a little bit.
It does kill the
what the picture could be.
Yeah.
Do you ever deal with, like, super serious pictures, people that hire you, or you haven't had to stumble upon that?
When you say super serious pictures,
Like, people that are stiff, like me, when it comes to, like,
yeah, of course,
taking pictures sometimes.
Of course, I literally shoot everything, and so I run into all types of people that have all different types of experience.
You see, and I'm not even nervous about taking pictures, and I feel comfortable, but I feel like sometimes people will be like, "Why do you look so serious?" I'm like, I was just trying to
That's
be
just
me.
how I am.
I swear, I'm comfortable in front of cameras. It's just, I feel like there's people that are just really good. Like, there's folks that, especially some folks that I've met, like, through, like, Interform and stuff.
Yeah.
Like, they're just so good at, like, all these different emotions.
Some
and stuff.
people are definitely easier than other people, man. I had to do kind of the same shoot twice because it was a shoot for a business, but it was two different subjects. And one came in and poof, son, fucking shot the lights out. I mean, she was fucking doing it up. She was modeling. Like, every time I took a shot, she gave me something a little bit different. And then I've been with the same shoot with another girl, like, no, you're really trying to direct her, and and you're not getting anything, and you're like, did you look at any pictures before you, like, came in?
Yeah.
Because I haven't had any problems with photographers, like the ones that I've hired and stuff. But I always think about it afterwards, because I look at the pictures and I'm like, I feel like I was trying to do something that's not me. But I wonder, creatively, what could I do? If someone, like a photographer, was to ask me, like, hey, Irvin, I think you should post like this and smile like this, like, I think about that a lot.
I think your problem, and from knowing you, is that that's it. You think about it.
You think about it.
You're like, hey, do this, and you're like, oh, well, I mean, how would I look if I did that? Like, just do it.
No, that's a great way to look at it.
I think I have, like, PTSD from, like, when I ran for office. That I had to be serious. I ran for office when I was 24 years old. So I was like,
apparently people get really...
You're conditioned.
Yeah.
So I was like a young Latino that was trying to be taken serious.
Yes.
So that caused me to be serious at all times, like, and just, be stiff, kind of, like, not wanting to like, it's whenever you're, like, a person of color running for office, just in general, like, it's already hard. Like, just being taken serious is a challenge, right? Yeah. So it's like you kind of have to try extra. But what that causes is that it causes stiffness. So it's like, even when I walk into a room, sometimes, like, I look around. I
see it. What's that guy's name from Texas? The governor, or
is it Greg Abbott?
Dude?
Joaquin Castro?
Is it Joaquin Castro?
Oh, we're talking about
not the governor.
Joaquin Castro, Irvin Camacho. What's the one from Florida? The Republican.
I know who you're talking about. What's his name? He was going to run for president.
Yeah. Marco Rubio.
Ron DeSantis.
Oh no, I was talking about Marco Rubio.
Okay.
But you all got that same like stiff with you guys, you know.
You know what's funny? Joaquin Castro. Whenever I ran for office,
you probably
he came here.
You guys walking the stage, you couldn't tell who was who. That's like
That's so funny.
But yeah, we went a little bit off topic there, Zeta. But like, it's just something I think about because I see folks not only on your IG but on other photographers that will take pictures of certain people and they're just so good at like being in front of a camera. But then I also think, I'm guessing a percentage of that is also you directing them, right?
Yeah, absolutely. You have to learn how to navigate people for sure. I would say I have not always been a people person whatsoever, like at all. This job has definitely morphed me into a ambivert. We'll say we're in the middle still. Yeah. But you kind of you can naturally see where people are comfortable, whether it's how they stand, how they look around. You kind of observe people before you shoot them for the most part, and then you learn how to navigate them. Like for you saying, well, I'm naturally stiff, I would, if you wanted something that wasn't stiff, I would probably not shoot you while you knew I was shooting you. I would get more so candids of you. I'd probably interact with you more during the shoot. I probably wouldn't be as serious to make sure that you felt comfortable and you understood, not even verbally, but just like mentally, that it's not that serious. We're here to have a good time, and we're gonna get some cool pictures.
You know what's like when I think about like, what would be a cool creative picture to take, like to use as a headshot for, because I'll do like a lot of panels for like community organizing, because that's kind of my thing. Yeah. So I want to have like a different type of headshot or a different, like my basic ass is always thinking, is thinking like, I want a dark room, me sitting down in a seat with the suit jacket, a nice watch, and just like.
You can do that creatively.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is that like I feel like I lack creativity, because I could think of there should be something different that I could think of where I can be taken serious, but it can be a little bit more like lighthearted than a dark room with a suit. And
well, there's different ways to incorporate that other than how you look in the picture. There's
why
color, there's texture, there's everything.
That's why in the future I'm gonna hit you up. I'm gonna be like, hey,
come over here. Come on, everybody.
I'll be like, what's your fee? Let's try something different, because I do need to have.
I thought that was gonna be like more of a thing that people would want to pay for, like an epic like profile picture, you know?
Yeah.
Just for themselves, and I guess more girls do that than dudes. But because we I think we all have that image. I mean, you seen the picture of me in the bathtub with the cigar and the captain's hat. Like that was my vision.
That's so you.
Yeah, and another one I had was kind of like I wanted it like in a skyscraper or something, like in an office building, right? And then like we would have to have paper. The paper would have to be flying around, so there's got to be people like blowing the paper all over the place. And then like I just wanted it to be like a small desk with me with a phone, like with the string on the phone. What do you call that? The cord? Yeah. Like with one foot on the desk and picking up that phone call and just like the other foot on, like, you know, just like really confident, like all this mess just going on, and I'm just like business.
Zeta says we can make that happen.
Please, can we make it happen?
We'll see, like pictures like that. I mean, you gotta get a skyscraper. So what are we thinking of? For one night, we're thinking about what, 1,000 at least, 1,500.
You can't Photoshop that in.
I mean, you could Photoshop that in.
I could Photoshop it.
Yeah.
What's the process for you now? Like, do you currently have a studio, or do you just shoot on location of wherever?
I do. I won't say I have a studio, but I'm a part of Max Studios in Lowell, Arkansas. It's ran by Michaela and Q. Q is an amazing photographer. But yeah, so Q is a photographer, Michaela is a makeup artist. They are a duo. I love them so much, but I am a member of their studio. What was your question?
I was gonna ask you like what. Well, you answered it because you said that's you're a member of their studio.
Yeah.
So they're based in Lowell then.
Yes.
Okay. I actually think I used to live behind where they're at. Cause kind of like
it's over by Tyson.
Yeah. I used to live at the apartments right behind there.
Yeah.
So did you learn anything from any photographers in the area? Like, or was that something where you kind of already had your own vision? You've kind of been doing your own thing. Because I know sometimes people will not shadow, but like
Yeah.
go along with other photographers to try to learn from them, or has it been more of just your original ideas?
I would say I was taught how to actually use a camera by Pastor Chad at CLC. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Shout out.
He taught me the triangle, I don't even know what it's called, but how to navigate manual settings. And then from that point forward, YouTube University. Yeah.
The best university.
Yeah, quite literally. If there was something I wanted to do, I'd find something close enough on YouTube and just go from there, to be honest.
Or in my case, when you wanted to fix, like, oh, get rid of that.
Yeah, oh my gosh.
How does AI pictures make you feel?
Like fully AI?
Yeah, like if someone's like, you know what, I don't really want to pay a photographer, or I can't pay a photographer, and I'm just gonna use AI headshots. How does it make you feel as a photographer?
I mean, I feel like it's always apparent whenever you lose the human touch on things, but I'm not mad about it because at the end of the day, AI still can't create the same images I can.
Hey, you're like, anyway, I'm still booked. So,
but
for the next 5 years at least.
yeah.
no, for real. Ironically, I posted a picture, or I shared a photo from someone else's account on my Instagram yesterday, and I was like, new favorite photographer just found. Went through their profile, finally checked the caption. It was all AI work. And it was amazing. I was pissed.
I wonder what they used. Like, was it ChatGPT or is it something
I
else?
have no idea because, yeah, they have different ones.
I think that there's a AI tool where you turn in your decent looking picture and it makes it into a headshot.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
They have so many of those.
Kind of down there. You just lost our.
No, for real.
Just kidding.
No, for
This guy.
real.
Just kidding. So the name Shot by Zeta. What's the idea behind that?
Yeah. So, guys, my name isn't Zeta. My name's Natalie Zeta Jones.
So Zeta's your middle name.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. I always loved my middle name. Very unique. And
You were named after celebrities, right?
yes, I was named after.
Catherine Zeta Jones.
Yes.
Did you forget? Yeah. Not me reminding you
Yes.
who you were named after.
Catherine Zeta Jones and Natalie Woods. My dad thought they were both hot actresses. So,
Oh, wow.
you know,
Oh, yeah.
Hey.
shout out dad.
Hey.
But, yeah, I didn't. Natalie felt boring. What can I do with Natalie? Shot by Nat? Ugh,
Yeah.
nasty. So, ended up going with Zeta.
There's like 50 businesses actually called Shot by Nat, and like they're like, what do you
I
mean?
know, but Shot by Zeta was available. It rolls off the tongue nice, and people remember it. So it's perfect. I feel
It
like
does
Zeta
look,
fits
Yeah, it does. You
the
definitely
aesthetic.
are way more of a Zeta than a Natalie.
the Natalie. Yeah.
So what are some of like
And then like you want like Zeta, who's that? You hear Natalie, you whatever.
No, yeah. If I want someone to remember my name,
Yeah.
Zeta.
Are there any creative projects that you're thinking about doing that you'd be interested in doing, but maybe it might not be something that's like short term, but maybe long term?
Yes, actually, me and a friend, she came up with this idea. I don't know if she'd be happy if I gave away any details.
Maybe you can just like say like a little bit of it. Not full details
The
and stuff.
theme is Venus. So very much based on femininity, sex, love, all-encompassing womanhood. And that will be a huge production type project. Gosh, we need to get back on that because that will be amazing. But I would say that's the most production, full-on, like we need grants, we need studios, we need all this stuff to make it happen. So it's taking a while to get underway, but when it does, yeah.
So what do you plan on doing with something like that? Like, is it just for yours and hers, like pleasure, or are you putting it somewhere?
I
for
would
everybody?
like a gallery for it.
Are you trying to make like a gallery for your like photos and stuff?
Right now, my house is one. Yeah, I took down all the art that wasn't my own,
Dude,
and
I started
put
doing
up my
that. I
own.
started putting up my own art.
Man, it makes the house feel like home.
Yeah.
I love it.
And yeah, eventually I would. Yeah, that would be sick. You just like, yeah, you're just an artist, you know.
Man,
Anyway.
it's so cool. It's so cool. And you have all these memories with these people, and now they're just
Because
a reminder all over the place.
before I would take like pictures, and I would take like, I don't know, like the collection would be like 5 or 6 pictures.
Yeah.
But like if you look at them like in the order that I put them in, they'll kind of tell like a little story.
Yeah.
So I thought those would be cool. Anyway.
So
what
fun.
does your equipment look like nowadays?
How specific do you want me to be?
Like what's your favorite camera that you use nowadays? And like
My Canon R5 with my 24-70.
about like, can you tell us about like what the price range looks on that kind of camera? Like how much do you spend on that?
7 or 5. What is that? Is that like a $3,000 camera?
The R5?
Yeah.
I think it was closer to 5. I got during Black Friday though, so
Okay.
a win is a win.
And then the lens, is that an actual Canon lens?
Yeah, but it's not an RF lens, so it's a little bit cheaper than
Okay, but I mean, is it like
zoom.
But aperture, does it follow it?
What
Your
is
zoom?
Oh,
Sometimes
no,
you
no,
zoom
no.
and it goes dark.
Nope, I don't have
Okay.
the fancy one,
Okay.
but one day.
Yeah,
Maybe.
the fancy one without the aperture will cost you around what? Hold on, I'm trying to think of these prices. It's been a while since.
That's
I bought
like
it.
25 to 28.
Yeah, you're right under $3,000.
Yeah.
And then without it, it's probably like a little over 1,000, or right around there.
Yeah. I try to buy refurbished or anything like that. Really depends on what it is. For a camera base, I'm buying it new.
Yeah. But the 24-70 is. I have the what do you call that?
Is it a control ring?
The Sigma.
Oh,
the
adapter?
Sigma are like no. Well, I have a Sony, so it's an E mount. But
I love this camera talk.
and it goes with my video cameras and my photo camera, which kind of just works.
Yeah,
But yeah, the 24-70. If I go anywhere and one lens, just kind of run and gun, that's it.
It's the best thing ever.
Sometimes I hate that I can't take like the 74-200, you know. But
Yeah.
Are you one of those people that like editing is therapeutic for you?
It really depends on what I'm editing. It really depends.
And what does that
Honestly,
process look
yeah.
like for you though? Like, do you like, I don't know, listen to music while you edit? How does that look for you?
It kind of depends what the project is. If it's my creative work, I try to enter a headspace that's reminiscent of the shoot. Listen to music that's reminiscent of the shoot. I feel like I started being such a visual person because of listening to music. And so whenever I listen to music, I can kind of visualize colors, plots, things of that nature. And so that really impacts how I edit different things. But I try to have an idea before I walk into a shoot. And if I don't, I will play around and play around. It might take me months to get some pictures out if I just don't have the right idea for them.
And what would you say some of that like music inspiration? Like what are you listening to?
Lots of Isaiah Rashad. Love Isaiah Rashad. What else do I listen to? I listen to a lot of underground hip hop, lots of R&B. I think right now my favorite is Leon Thomas. But I've always listened to just a little edgy music, just a little bit. But I listen to everything.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's cool. I think music is such an inspiration for a lot of things, right?
Yeah.
Like it can be photography. It can be for writing. So I'm always listening to music constantly.
Yeah.
Where can people reach out to you if they want to hire you for photography?
You can reach out to me via Instagram or through my website. My website is preferred. Asterisk. But yeah, those are the primary places. My website is nataliezeta.art and my Instagram is Shot By Zeta.
Sounds good. And just one of the final question. Well, the final question. We ask this to all of our guests. What do you do to take care of your mental health?
Lately, I've been really slacking on this, to be honest. I love my job so much. It is everything to me. So I forget that it is work sometimes, and I will drive myself into the ground without even realizing it. And so Touching grass is really nice. I try to have creative outlets that have nothing to do with technology. And so I like to mess around with different outfits, clothes, love roller skating. Definitely have to do something active because this posture is bad.
I feel that for myself too.
And so I like to read. I like to listen to podcasts. I really try to do everything else that's not technical whenever I'm not doing work. What else do I do for my mental health? I try to make sure I do projects for myself. That's probably the biggest one. It prevents burnout for me, and it always reinvigorates me, even if it's super frustrating to do. If I can't get it just right, it reminds me of why I love my craft so much. So,
well, thank you for sharing that, Zeta.
Yeah.
And appreciate you making the time to be here. I'm glad that people that are listening to this episode can kind of learn a little bit more about you and learn about like what inspires your work. Because a lot of times we see Instagram and we see the pictures, but we don't really learn like what someone's journey was to get to that point of like that good quality of picture, you know, that you take. So you do such a good job. Hopefully we can collab in some way in the future.
Yes, of course. I love that.
Love to hire you for some, maybe not that vision of like the watch. Maybe we can think of something different that's a little bit more like out there, a little more outgoing than just me sitting
leg
down
on
the
the
couch.
cigar cigar in mouth.
I don't smoke, so I don't really do a cigar, but we'll think
I was wearing a suit in my mind too.
Oh, a suit? Why do we always think about suits? Why are we always wearing suits? But for everybody listening, that was the end of this episode with Zeta from Shot By Zeta. Go check out her Instagram. Go check out her website. But yeah, that was the end of this episode. This is Irvin
and Miggs,
and we're signing off.